today. Just want to ask you about Kingsley again. Now that you've had the chance to watch the tape, what would you like from him in his first career start?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. As far as I can evaluate, is like communication and whatnot. And I thought he did a good job communicating. He was sharp. He has some rookie mistakes certainly, but did a good job.
You obviously changed centers from Frank to Graham this season, but what's the biggest challenge going to a guy like Kingsley who doesn't have any experience doing that in this league?
I don't know. I mean, again, I think he did a good job. I don't know what the biggest challenge would be. It's just any new player at any new position, there's going to be different challenges. I don't know.
When you look at the Week 9 game that you lost against these guys, what's the number one priority for you guys offensively that you have to correct this time around to be better?
Moving the ball, finding ways to move the ball a little bit more efficiently. Obviously want to run the ball a little bit better and be able to move the ball in the passing game, exploit some of their pressures and whatnot, and see if we can find some openings.
You guys have had some success against that Flores defense in the past. What do you feel like held you back from moving the ball more efficiently, more consistently last time?
I don't know if I remember specifically. I'd have to go back and really go through that game, but I remember their pressures were doing a good job getting home. I don't think we really threw it or ran it very well, to be honest, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, again, exploiting their pressures if they want to bring the pressures, and then finding ways to find openings in the running game.
Where does you guys rank in terms of more difficult places to play around?
Definitely tough. Definitely, they're loud. They're into it. They know how to support their team and their defense and the whole thing. And but I think it's a fun place to play. I really do. It's a really cool stadium. What time's the game at? Like 4 o'clock or so. The sun might be coming right down through the light. I don't know if they'll have that open or not. Whatever it is, but yeah, it's a fun place to play.
You guys have had fewer than 100 yards rushing in 4 of the last 8 games. Is there any kind of common theme that you have seen in those games that you guys aren't able to get the rushing
Just
attack
pure
going?
execution. Yeah, just being targeted correctly and just executing correctly.
When you guys look at correcting the run game and getting better, are there different play calls maybe? Are there different things that you could maybe do?
Just execution. I know, to be honest with you.
It's not okay.
That's all it is. Being targeted correctly and executing the box and being where we need to be.
Dan was saying the message is like move forward. How is it coming into this building today, knowing you guys are going right back into another game? Just the mindset of this team going into this game, man.
Yeah, man, we need it. We know what we need to happen. We need to win these two and need Green Bay to lose there too. And so we got to start by winning this first one and find a way to do it.
Good Ferkser a couple times yesterday. Just what do you like about him as a target and feel comfortable?
Good job. He's savvy in space and he's got good hands. He's smart. He feels zones well. He did a good job.
I think we asked about Tesla off and on all season. He's been playing 40-plus snaps every game. Obviously, put another one up for him yesterday. Just how have you? I know you've had trust in him, but like, how has that trust continued to grow throughout the regular season?
Yeah, a ton, man. He's continuing to get better and evolve and learn and some of the mistakes he had made early, he doesn't make anymore. He's starting to get to that point where he's kind of laughing at those mistakes he was making early. So it's good. He's doing a great job and getting better every week.
Hey, Jared, this offense at its best has controlled the line of scrimmage over the past several years here. Like, the playoffs are not in the final 2 games. Just how important is it for you guys to kind of reestablish your brand of football, your identity?
Yeah, certainly who we want to be is doing that, and it's something we want to do, and Dan's been emphasizing that. And so I know those big boys up front want to get back to that and be about who we are.
Do you have a memory of a Christmas present that you got that made you particularly happy?
Gosh, I remember I had a bike one year, a little BMX bike. I was probably 10. A little red BMX bike sitting under the tree. I'll never forget that one.
Who gave it to you?
Santa Claus.
Okay.
5 weeks, I think, punch average about 458 total yards, 145 on the ground. That's obviously not up to you guys' standard there. What do you think has been the biggest issue defensively the last 5 weeks, and what do you guys need to do these last 2 to get back to playing kind of?
I'm not going to go identifying the issues. I'm going to leave that to the people above me, the coordinators and stuff. I'm just going to say that, all our focus is on this next game and getting this thing going in the right direction in these final 2 games of the season.
Dan was saying to us today that game against Minnesota in Week 9 when you guys lost was probably the worst game in all 3 phases this season. As a defense, can you think about anything or point to anything specifically that you guys know you could really do better that you didn't do well that day?
I'm also trying to remember. I kind of forgot I gotta think deep about it. I don't know. I mean, I think defensively, it's all about up front. At least it's all about creating pressure, creating sacks, creating opportunities for takeaways, getting takeaways. So, I mean, ultimately, I think if we do those things, it's really going to benefit us, and it's going to help us to win the game. So that's really when you boil it down to that in terms of things that you can control. That's kind of really my mentality, despite whatever happened last game.
Looking back, how jarring was that loss? I mean, you guys were 5-2 heading into it. Coming off the bye week, and then since then, it's been a struggle. I mean, in some ways, do you feel like that game was a turning point for how this season is going?
No. I think we lost the game, but in no way did I think that defined us at all.
When you're coming off the emotions of a game like that, though, like a lot of people haven't even seen outcomes like that. How is it to get from that emotional roller coaster going right into a short week? Like, how was the mindset of the team, going into this week after just going and experiencing something like that less than 24 hours in?
Yeah, no, it's fast, but I think as much as that loss hurt the team, it's like having a short week really makes you shift focus and invest all your energy into a new opponent, so I think it is a blessing. And I think these coaches, everybody, the players, we're doing everything we can to prepare to win this game.
You played 82% of snaps yesterday. I think you're sitting around like 91% on the season. Did that help you at all to maybe take a few extra breathers throughout the course of the game? Do you feel like?
No, I woke up with like a little something up here and there, and we were in the warm-up, and I felt my endurance was cut a little bit, and so I was just talking to my coach, saying, "Hey, might be a little bit quicker this game. Might be 4 plays and out." But it ended up, it was fine out there. It was just kind of a lot of it was kind of just the flow of the game. But yeah.
Did you see any residual benefits from it? Maybe even I know you said you had the shortened endurance pregame, but did you see the residual benefits of?
Yeah, it's tough, because they really leave it in my hands if I want to come out or not. So if I feel like I can give it a good rush or a good run stop, whatever that is, I'm going to stay out there, and I'll tell them I got one more. Like, despite the result of this play, I got one more. So I think it has its benefits, but I do like being out there because I do feel like, I train all off season. I prepare myself to go through games playing that many snaps. So yeah, I think it was just kind of one of those games, I think,
In general, is that communication happening throughout the course of a game in terms of, I need a breather or something like that? Like, how often?
Yeah, I think because in the third quarter, they had like an 18-play drive that bled into the fourth. And I was like, and then offense, they went 3 plays, punt, and I that's something I tell Casey. I'm like, hey, I'm going to need the breather these first few, and then I'll get the second half of the rack. And I think they ended up scoring in like 3 or 4 plays. So I never really got out there.
Was that something you had to kind of get into a couple years under your belt to realize this is better for us right now and me in this game to maybe get a breather and get your breath back?
Yeah, who really did it for me was Terrell last year, because he would always have me sit out, like usually like the third series of every half, just so you have your designated like reps off that you're going to get. But besides that, it's kind of dependent on me. So yeah, I think he taught me a lot with that. So now, kind of basing it off that.
What's your thoughts on these holiday games, though? You guys obviously play Thanksgiving every year. You guys got Christmas. You already had one of the toughest schedules in the league. Mm-hmm. Just what's your thoughts? Is it difficulties playing on a holiday, or looking forward to it, or what you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, look, we get Christmas, and then I'm assuming we'll get the weekend off. So it's like get to spend Christmas with at home for the weekend. So it's a blessing. I love to win one of these holiday games. It's Thanksgiving game still pisses me off, so I'm like, just give me Christmas. That's what I mean. That's kind of the mentality.
What's the one thing you guys want to show as a defense Thursday in Minneapolis?
One thing I want to show, something that I think that I want to do better at, that I think we can control, is just having fun out there. You know, because I think it's a simple thing, but it's something that football in the NFL is a business, but like you have to treat it like a fun game that you love in order for you to like get the results. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I feel like the defenses I've been on, whenever we're out there having fun, not just doing your job and executing, but you are having fun, you're celebrating together, you're jumping around, like that energy is very infectious, and we just got to get back to that. And you know, we talk about it all the time too, but so I think if we're doing that, having fun, celebrating, making big plays, like that's gonna be a big one for us.
Have you noticed over the last 5 weeks or so, during this kind of a little bit of a lull, that you guys haven't been maybe having as much fun?
Yeah, I think we had a conversation about it. I forgot, a few weeks ago. I don't remember what game, but we were all just talking about it, just getting back to you know, when you face adversity, you can kind of just get into a lull in terms of, you know, you're doing your job, I got my gap, let me, you know, and so it kind of came together a little bit, but I think that's when we play our best. If I look back and you reflect on it, that's when you play your best as a defense, when you're going out there flying around, having a good time.
Can I ask you a favorite Christmas gift you've ever received? Do you have a particular memory from Christmas of a year that really kind of fired you up?
I would say favorite Christmas gift was a trampoline, I think. Way back in the day. I do not jump on a trampoline anymore, but it's I actually have a little mini one to create circulation, but I don't have a big one anymore. And but yeah, that was a fun one. That was one that got used probably the most out of any Christmas gift.
Do you remember how old you were?
I don't. I must have been probably like 10, you know, something around there, maybe.
And your sisters didn't bully you and take up all the space on the tramp and push you
No,
around?
well, depending on the day, for sure. But yeah, no, it was that was probably the best one.
Was it a trampoline with nets on the outside?
Well, nets, did the backflips, you know. I couldn't. My brain, I don't think I could do it now. I don't know. You take enough headbutts that you just. I don't want to flip anymore.